Ancient monks have been discovered alive, sitting in deep meditation, seemingly untouched by time. In another astonishing find, a 200-year-old monk was found in a lifelike lotus position. What's more shocking is what experts discovered inside his body. Could it be that they're protecting some mysterious secret? You're about to witness strange tales that have left specialists deeply unsettled. Let's begin. The search for each new Karmapa is one of the most sacred rituals in Tibetan Buddhism. As the spiritual head of the Karma Kagyu lineage, the Karmapa is believed to be the reincarnation of enlightened wisdom and compassion. When a Karmapa passes, monks turn to visions, sacred letters, and prophecies to find his rebirth. In June of 1985, a boy named Apogaga was born in Latak, a township in Tibet's Chamdo region. His birth was marked by auspicious signs, his mother's vivid dreams, and unusual natural occurrences around their home. By age 4, he had already begun monastic studies, showing deep spiritual sensitivity. Then, in June of 1992, His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama formally recognized Apogaga as the 17th Gyalwang Karmapa, Ogyen Trinley Dorje. Remarkably, even the Chinese government affirmed this recognition. On September 27th of the same year, he was enthroned at Serfu Monastery, the historical seat of the Karmapas, and began his formal spiritual training. One of the most symbolic rituals in his role is the black crown ceremony. The sacred crown, known as the Vajra crown, is said to have been offered by celestial beings and represents the Karmapa's awakened mind. During the ceremony, devotees believe his presence magnifies spiritual blessings, making the experience profoundly transformative. Today, Ogyen Trinley Dorje continues to guide both tradition and modern thought. He speaks on environmental care, interfaith harmony, and compassionate leadership, bridging timeless wisdom with today's global challenges. Next, let's to the monk who prepared for death so thoroughly he turned himself into a living Buddha. In the year 2015, researchers conducting a computed tomography scan on a Chinese Buddha statue at the Meander Medical Center in the Netherlands made a remarkable discovery. The statue contained the mummified remains of a Buddhist monk named Liuquan, a master of the Chinese meditation school who lived around the 11th or 12th century. The statue, crafted from gold-painted papier-mâché, had been part of an exhibition at the Drenthe Museum. While it was known that the statue housed a mummy, the detailed scans revealed that Liuquan's internal organs had been removed and replaced with scraps of paper bearing ancient Chinese characters. It is believed that Liuquan underwent a form of self-mummification, a rare and grueling practice found in some Buddhist traditions. This process involved a strict diet of nuts, seeds, and roots to eliminate body fat, followed by the ingestion of a toxic tea brewed from the sap of the urushi tree. This sap served to preserve the body by deterring bacteria and insects. In the final stage, the monk would seal himself in a stone chamber while seated in the lotus position. A small air tube provided ventilation, and each day he rang a bell to signal he was still alive. When the bell ceased to ring, the tube was removed and the chamber sealed. After a set period, if the body was found intact and incorrupt, the monk was revered as a living Buddha. Today, Liuquan's mummified remains are displayed at the Hungarian Natural History Museum in Budapest, continuing to captivate both spiritual seekers and historians. Now, from a monk who became a mummy to one who journeyed across continents just to preserve sacred. In the 11th century, Tibet's access to authentic Buddhist teachings was limited by geography and language. Marpa Chokyi Lodro, known as Marpa the Translator, dedicated his life to bridging this divide. Born in Lodrak Chokhire, southern Tibet, around the year 1012, Marpa made 3 perilous journeys to India and 4 to Nepal. He studied under renowned masters including Naropa, Maitripa, and Naguma, immersing himself in Vajrayana teachings such as Mahamudra and the 6 yogas of Naropa. Upon returning to Tibet, Marpa translated these teachings from Sanskrit into Tibetan, ensuring the preservation of their essence and making them accessible to future generations. He established his seat at Dralong in Lodrak and married Dagmema, balancing his roles as both a householder and a spiritual teacher. Marpa's most renowned disciple was Milarepa, who, after a troubled past, underwent rigorous trials under Marpa's guidance. These included constructing and dismantling stone towers, tasks meant for karmic purification. Only after demonstrating unwavering commitment did Marpa impart the advanced teachings that would lead Milarepa to become one of Tibet's most revered yogis and poets. Through his unshakable dedication, Marpa founded the Kagyu school of Tibetan Buddhism, transmitting profound teachings that continue to inspire practitioners across the world to this day. But what happens when a monk doesn't stop at one religion, but masters many to uncover a deeper truth? Before we continue, I have a special 10-second request for all of you listening. If you can help me in any way, just press the notification bell and hit that subscribe button. It means the world. It really supports this channel. And if you do that for me, I promise my team and I will do everything we can to make this show even better for you. Deal? In the year 1836, in the village of Kamarpukur, located approximately 60 miles northwest of Kolkata, a boy named Gadadhar Chattopadhyay was born into a devout and humble Brahmin family. This child would later be known as Shri Ramakrishna, one of India's most revered spiritual figures. From an early age, he exhibited a profound inclination towards spirituality, often entering deep states of meditation and experiencing intense spiritual ecstasies. As a young man, Ramakrishna became a priest at the Dakshindeswar Kali temple, constructed by Rani Rashmoni, a philanthropist and devotee of the goddess Kali. His devotion to Kali was so intense that he would often lose consciousness during worship, leading many to believe he was in direct communion with the divine. However, Ramakrishna's spiritual quest did not end with Hinduism. He explored other religions with equal fervor. He practiced Islam, repeating the name of Allah and performing Islamic rituals, and later delved into Christianity, meditating on the life of Jesus Christ. Through these practices, he concluded that all religions lead to the same ultimate reality, emphasizing the unity of all faiths. Among his many disciples, Swami Vivekananda emerged as the most prominent. After Ramakrishna's passing in 1886, Vivekananda took his master's message to the global stage. In 1897, he established the Ramakrishna Mission and the Ramakrishna Math, organizations dedicated to spiritual development and social service. These institutions continue to operate worldwide, promoting the ideals of harmony, selfless service, and spiritual growth. Shri Ramakrishna's life stands as a testament to the belief that sincere devotion and the pursuit of truth transcend religious boundaries. His teachings continue to inspire spiritual seekers across the globe, emphasizing that the essence of all religions is the realization of the same divine truth. Speaking of radical seekers, one monk's blunt words changed the course of Chinese Buddhism forever. In the early centuries of Buddhist history, one figure stands out for transforming both spiritual practice and physical discipline: Bodhidharma, an Indian monk believed to have lived during the 5th or 6th century. He is remembered as the first patriarch of Chan Buddhism in China, a tradition that would later become Zen in Japan. When Bodhidharma arrived in China, he encountered resistance, even from Emperor Wu of Liang, a devout Buddhist who had built temples and sponsored sacred texts. Expecting praise for his good deeds, the emperor asked what merit he had earned. Bodhidharma responded bluntly, "None whatsoever." To him, genuine insight came not from outward action, but from direct inner realization. After parting ways with the emperor, Bodhidharma traveled to the Shaolin temple, where he entered a legendary period of 9 years of seated meditation. Facing a cave wall in stillness, he devoted himself to mastering inner awareness. One dramatic tale claims he tore off his eyelids to stay awake, an expression of his fierce discipline, whether literal or symbolic. During his time at Shaolin, he saw that the monks, though spiritually committed, had grown physically weak from prolonged sitting. To restore their vitality, he introduced exercises that would eventually form the foundation of Shaolin Kung Fu, a system designed to unify body and mind, enhance endurance, and support deeper meditation. Beyond martial practice, Bodhidharma's lasting gift was his teaching on direct experience. He emphasized that true awakening comes not through scripture or argument, but through realizing one's own nature. This approach reshaped Chinese Buddhism and laid the groundwork for Zen's development centuries later. Even today, more than 1,400 years after his time, Bodhidharma remains a powerful symbol of spiritual authenticity, valued by monks, martial artists, and seekers alike for his unwavering focus on truth, inner stillness, and the harmony of discipline and wisdom. His body may have moved, but his spirit remained still. What happens when a monk's discipline outlasts death itself? Stay tuned. At Wat Kunaram, a Buddhist temple on Thailand's Koh Samui Island, visitors encounter the preserved body of Luang Daeng, a revered monk who passed away in 1973. His remains, seated in a meditative posture within a glass enclosure, have remained remarkably intact for over 5 decades. Born in 1894, Luang Daeng led a life devoted to Buddhist teachings. After raising a family, he returned to monastic life in his later years, eventually becoming the abbot of Wat Kunaram. He was known for his strict adherence to meditation and ascetic practices. Prior to his passing, Luang Daeng expressed a wish: if his body were to decompose, it should be cremated. However, if it remained preserved, it should be displayed as a symbol of the impermanence of life and the value of spiritual practice. To this day, his body shows minimal signs of decay. The preservation is attributed to his disciplined lifestyle and the environmental conditions. To make the display less unsettling, sunglasses have been placed over his eyes. Wat Kunaram continues to be an active place of worship, attracting both devotees and tourists. The mummified monk serves as a poignant reminder of the transient nature of life and the enduring impact of spiritual dedication. Would you visit a temple to see the preserved body of a monk, or does the idea of someone sitting in meditation for 50 years after death leave you unsettled? Share your thoughts. In the vast steppes of Mongolia, a remarkable discovery captivated both scientists and spiritual communities: the well-preserved body of a monk, estimated to be around 200 years old, found seated in the lotus position. Clad in traditional robes and wrapped in animal skins, the monk's body exhibited minimal signs of decay, leading many to believe he had just entered a deep meditative state. This phenomenon is associated with a rare meditative state known as Tukdam, practiced in Tibetan Buddhism. In this state, advanced practitioners enter a deep meditation at the time of death, during which the body shows minimal decomposition, retaining a lifelike appearance for several days or even weeks. Buddhists believe that during Tukdam, the practitioner's consciousness merges with the clear light, a fundamental concept signifying the primordial nature of mind and reality. The monk's body was discovered in January of 2015 in the Songjino Kherkan district near Ulaanbaatar, the capital of Mongolia. It was found after a man attempted to sell it on the black market, leading to its recovery by authorities and examination by forensic experts. Dr. Barry Curzon, a physician to the Dalai Lama, noted that if a meditator remains in Tukdam for more than 3 weeks, the body may gradually shrink, leaving only hair, nails, lock, and clothing. Such a state is considered the highest level of spiritual attainment, bringing joy to those nearby and signifying the monk's progression toward Buddhahood. The identity of the monk remains uncertain, but some speculate he may have been a teacher of Lama Dashi Dorjo Atichilov, a Buryat Buddhist Lama whose body was also found remarkably preserved decades after his death in 1927. This discovery not only challenges our understanding of death and preservation, but also highlights the profound dedication of Buddhist practitioners. On July 20, 2022, a video posted by Twitter user Tansu Yegin captured global attention. In it, a woman, fully secured with climbing gear and a harness, is seen cautiously ascending a steep rock face. Right beside her, however, walks a barefoot monk dressed in traditional orange robes, without a single piece of safety equipment. He moves with ease and confidence, stepping gracefully along the same path that challenges even experienced climbers. His calm presence in such a high-risk setting astonished millions. What stunned viewers was not only the physical feat but the spiritual composure behind it. Many believe his ability comes from years of meditative practice, breath control, and mental discipline rooted in monastic training. His ascent was not aggressive or forceful, it was centered, rhythmic, and intuitive. Experts and observers agree, while physical strength plays a role, it's the mind that often determines what's possible. For monks, fear is not something to fight, it's something to observe and release. Their daily lives are shaped by stillness, clarity, and surrender to the present moment. If you had to face a life or death climb, do you think mental discipline alone, like that monk's, could override fear and keep you steady? Or would you trust the gear more than your mind? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe and follow the channel to discover more interesting things. High in the towering Tibetan plateau, where air is thin and temperatures drop dangerously low, stands Rangu Monastery, known as the highest monastery on earth. In this harsh, snowbound wilderness lives a nameless monk who has made this freezing solitude his spiritual home. He lives without fire, without solid shelter, and with no regular food. Each morning, long before sunrise, he steps outside into the brutal cold, scooping snow into his bare hands. With patience, he melts it using only his body heat, drinking it slowly, as if receiving something sacred. Travelers who've reached this remote place say he barely eats, if at all. Instead, his strength comes from deep meditation and disciplined mantra practice. His chants float through the icy wind, not to be heard by others, but to connect inwardly with what he calls a divine force. Though some associate this force with Shiva, the energy of destruction and renewal, his focus is not on survival but transformation. He renounces warmth, comfort, and even the instinct for self-preservation. Through this surrender, he feels deeply protected, not by walls but by the vast stillness around him. In a place where most could not last a single day, this monk finds peace. His story reveals how faith, discipline, and inner stillness can turn even the harshest environment into sacred ground. Finally, from icy solitude to revolutionary compassion, how one monk turned faith into a movement for millions. In medieval Japan, Buddhist teachings were largely confined to the elite. Monks of the Tendai school lived in mountain temples, dedicating themselves to rigorous study and ritual. For common people, farmers, merchants, and outcasts, enlightenment seemed out of reach. That changed with Honan, born in the year 1133 in Mimosaka province. Trained in the prestigious Tendai tradition, Honan eventually questioned why spiritual liberation was treated as a privilege. His search led him to the Pure Land teachings, centered on Amida Buddha, a compassionate being who vowed to welcome anyone into the Pure Land regardless of status or learning. Unlike complex rituals, this path required only sincere faith and the repeated chanting of Namu Amida Butsu, meaning I entrust myself to Amida Buddha. This message resonated with the masses. People long excluded from religious life now found a simple, inclusive path to salvation. However, Honan's growing influence alarmed the Buddhist establishment. In the year 1207, he was exiled to Sanuki province, and several of his followers were persecuted. Yet his message endured. Even in exile, he taught that faith alone could open the door to spiritual awakening. Before his death in 1212, Honan founded the Jodo Shu, or Pure Land School. Today, it remains one of the most widely practiced Buddhist traditions in Japan, rooted in the belief that enlightenment is possible for all, not just the few. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Your support means a lot to us. Click on the video that appears on your screen right now. I hope you'll love this content. Comment below about the next topic you'd like to see featured on our channel. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for being with us. Leave a comment, like to show your support, and remember to hit that subscribe button for more exciting videos. See you next time.